Here's what happened to Diane Dobbs. Excellent employee for 3 years. She mentions that she's pregnant, and then she's immediately fired. Her manager says having a pregnant woman around wouldn't be good for business. Now, here's the question that will drive your analysis this week. In our legal system, who actually has the power to address this situation? And how do their different types of legal authority work together, or sometimes conflict? This week's reading challenges a common assumption that Congress makes the laws. But think about Diane's situation. Could the Constitution provide protection? What about federal statutes? State laws? What if a government agency created specific workplace rules? And what happens when courts have to decide what all of these actually mean in practice? Here's what I want you to discover. How many different sources of legal authority might touch Diane's case, and which branches of government created each one? Here's something that might surprise you as you dig into this analysis. Courts don't just read laws and apply them mechanically, they actively participate in creating legal meaning. So when you're analyzing potential legal sources for Diane's case, ask yourself, if this went to court, would the judge just be following existing law, or would they actually be making new law through their decision? The answer to that question reveals something fundamental about how our legal system really works. As you research the sources that might apply to Diane's case, I want you to think like a legal strategist. Don't just identify individual laws in isolation. Ask, how do these different sources interact? Do they reinforce each other or create tensions? What happens when a constitutional principle, a federal statute, an agency regulation, and judicial precedent all touch the same workplace situation? This kind of multi-layered analysis is what distinguishes sophisticated legal thinking from simple rule spotting. Your mission is to investigate how our legal system's collaborative lawmaking applies to Diane's specific situation. You'll need to identify which sources of law might give Diane legal recourse and explain how each one might help her case. Evaluate whether our legal system can provide meaningful solutions when multiple sources of law intersect. Demonstrate your understanding of how different types of laws are created by explaining the distinction between legislative and judicial lawmaking. But here's the key. I'm not looking for you to just describe these sources. I want you to analyze how they work together in practice. Diane's case is your gateway into understanding something profound about American law. It's not just created by any single authority, but it emerges from the complex interactions between constitutional principles, legislative choices, administrative expertise, and judicial interpretation. The real question isn't just whether Diane has a legal case, it's how you can trace the web of legal authorities that shape her options. That analysis starts with your textbook and your critical thinking skills. Dive in. The legal system is more intricate and fascinating than it first appears.